What up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another podcast video, and today we're going to be talking about on the wrestling news video is the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you Assassinators need to know from the Fightful Select article on October 11th. It is October 11, 2024. Make sure to watch until the very end because these wrestling news are very intriguing, and we got some Bronson Reed news to start off with, as he says, I'd be the perfect heel for John Cena, and Bronson Reed believes that he be the perfect heel for John Cena in 2025. John Cena will embark on a massive retirement tour that will likely span throughout the entire calendar year, the whole calendar year, prompting many fans to speculate about Cena's path and who he will face along the way. While speaking to Chris Van Vliet for a new interview, Bronson Reed was asked to talk about the current trajectory of his character in WWE. In response, Reed said that he wants to work with some big babyface names like John Cena, CM Punk, and even Rey Mysterio. He stated, I think I said it walking backstage, and I'm always talking my sugar honey iced tea, walking around the ring.
Julian,
Sometimes
I got first place.
I see, yeah. That's good. But sometimes I have to watch myself because I'm I'm Australian, and I swear a lot. Hunter has told me a few times that there are cameras on you at all times. I said to a camera, I'm a top guy now. That was after I did the 6 tsunamis on to Seth Rollins. That's what I want for Bronson Reed. I want to be involved in the main event scene, the World Heavyweight Championship scene. I know Gunther is the champion, and having a heel champion, maybe that makes a little more difficult. There are a lot of top names I haven't worked with yet that are big baby faces. There is a story with me and Seth. I'd like to work with CM Punk, Rey Mysterio, and even John Cena. I'm the guy. I'm the perfect John Cena heel. The matches he had with Umaga, I'd be perfect against him. Whether that happens, I don't know. That's all stuff that I'd like to do. It's up to WWE. And elsewhere in the interview, Bronson Reed called Paul Heyman a genius, and said he speaks with him every week, and we're going to be talking about that right here. But before we do, or no, is but. I'm gonna ask you, what are your thoughts on the Bronson Reed's Bronson Reed's I guess you could say dream opponents. Do you think it should be the likes of Rey Mysterio, CM Punk, and John Cena, or do you think it should be somebody totally different in WWE that are legendary in baby faces, which that's probably on the SmackDown brand, yeah, or even ones that probably could come back and have a program with the monstrous tsunami inventor. But let me know down in the comment section right down below, what do you think about this, and do you want to see him in these 3 matches? I mean, these 3 dream matches that he named the 3 baby faces. But anyways, let's move on. We got Bronson Reed. Says, yeah, He speaks with Paul Heyman every week, and he's a genius with words. Bronson Reed inserted himself into the main event scene in August when he attacked Seth Rollins, and took him out with six tsunamis. Reed then entered into a feud with Braun Strowman as the two have destroyed the ring and backstage area. And then speaking in that same interview with Chris Van Vliet, on the inside, Reed revealed that he's been working behind the scenes with Paul Heyman. He 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 added, "I work a lot with Paul Heyman. I tell all the time the biggest influences on my career were my trainer Hartley Jackson. What's the Johnson? Jackson. Anyways, yeah, from Australia, then and then probably Hunter. Now, since the start of the year, I usually sit down and speak with Heyman every week at Raw. He's a wealth of knowledge. When it comes to wrestling. And then when asked what Heyman has taught him, Bronson Reed said in response, "How to present myself in the ring. I have always wrestled a certain way for a big man. But there is even more I can't do. I can't, but I can without the possibility do with my size and to make myself look different. He's always going for something that is different. That in his promo work is ridiculous. I go to him about a promo, and he will just cut a promo off his head, and it's the best promo I've ever heard. He's genius with words." Reed lost the last monster. He lost the last monster standing match to Braun Strowman on the September 30th episode of WWE Raw. And then yeah, and in that also same interview, during that interview, Bronson Reed discussed his tsunami attacks on Seth Rollins, which we're gonna go to that up next. But what are your thoughts on to Bronson Reed revealing that he got some advice from Paul Heyman, and do you think that he one day could be a Paul Heyman guy, or do you think that or do you think this is or do you think he's too much of a solo guy to be with any alliance, to join any alliance or add somebody to start an alliance, including a manager, because he's really good on the microphone. Yeah, I just to tell you, he I'm not saying he's the best or the greatest. I'm saying he's really good. He knows how to speak when it comes to telling his story in a match in a match angle. Yeah, or some kind of a rivalry angle. Let me rephrase that. But yeah, give me your take about Bronson Reed in this on this note. But moving forward, we got more Bronson Reed news, and I promise you Assassinators is going to be the last time I'm going to be talking about Bronson Reed news for a while. And it says right here, he feels what he did with the tsunami attack on Seth Rollins is how he should have made a WWE return. But anyways, Assassinators, we got Bronson Reed returned to WWE on the December 19th, 2022 episode of WWE Raw, helping The Miz against Dexter Lumis. Reed has been released by WWE in August 2021. After a strong run in NXT, that included a reign with the NXT North American Championship. Reed's biggest impact in WWE came on the August 5th, 2024 episode of Monday Night Raw, like when he laid out Seth Rollins with 6 tsunami splashes. And yeah, in that same interview on the Inside podcast with Chris Van Vliet, he had this to say on the matter. Like I was hoping like for this when I first debuted, if I have to be honest, that's nothing against the way I came back to WWE. I came back and helped the Miz. I think he was feuding with Dexter Loomis at the time. I feel like what I did with Seth Rollins is how I should have debuted. This happens like at times like I've been rehired. They want to use me. They don't really know what to do with me. Like so they rush something and you're at least on TV, and they start to establish you. Like I think the best way to do things is make it impactful. Like I did something similar with what I did with Seth in TNA. Like when I went there, like I attacked Josh Alexander. My first night, I only gave him 3 tsunamis, like, but it was enough to make people go, this guy is an instant threat against one of the main guys in TNA. What's he what's he going to do? Like I think that's sort of what I should have done in my debut in WWE. That's out of my control. Like it could have been that it just didn't work out that way. Like that's not that's not against the people I'm working with. Miz is incredible. Like I've learned stuff from him the past couple of years, like especially promos. I've been able to do promos like with him, and he's a master at that stuff. Rollins returned like on the September 30th episode of WWE Raw, helping Braun Strowman defeat Reed in a last monster standing match. But and Seth Rollins has challenged Reed like to face him when he's ready to in the future. And I want to ask you this question right here, which is an obvious one. Uh, do you think that it should Bronson Reed should have made his main roster debut a couple years ago? What he just did to Seth Rollins, like at least like doing half of the tsunamis, what he just did a couple months ago to the former world heavyweight champion. Let me know down in the comments section right down below, which I think in a way it should have been like that, but it is what it is. He finally made his debut. At least he's no longer in the I'll say in the free agent market, I guess you could say, or even like don't have to worry about getting released ever again with him finally having a name right onto the main event, having his name on the main event scene on Monday Night Raw's division. And I mean, it was perfect like it was, but only if the Miz was only if it was perfect. Like if only if he stayed as like the Miz's bodyguard, even though they don't have nothing in common, but they don't have to be when he's a big man, like as a bodyguard. Like there's plenty of wrestlers that had like that big men and yeah that were that like their I'll say their guards like they're protect. They're like what's that like they like their protection extra pair of muscles I guess you could say to help them out like especially if it's from a small heel wrestler. So yeah, I think they should have done it that way, and then they should have hit the 3 tsunamis right onto Dexter Loomis, like he did with Josh Alexander like the year prior. But it happened like it did. Like I'm just giving you my opinions on the matter.